All right, everybody. Well, come on in. We are just getting started here with our live today. I actually found some old audio equipment that I had used for a previous project, and I'm like, you know what? Let's give this a try. I'm gonna make sure that it's working though. I'm gonna have my wife double check and let me know. Let me know in the chat. Is this working? Can you hear me? This is the first time I'm using this equipment for this live. Can you hear me? Does it sound okay? Am I talking too loud? Hey guys, come on in. Let's chat. We are going to. Oh, there we go. Guys, come on in. We are just barely getting started here. This is our first live of the day. We go live every day and we talk to autism families. If you are the parent of a child with autism, come in and let me know that you're here. Let me know if you have a child with autism. We're going to bring people up on the live. We're going to talk to people, be liking this live so it sends out to more people. We're trying some new things, so there may be some technical issues here. So I'd love the feedback. Let me know how it sounds, how it looks. This is, I found a bunch of old audio equipment that I used for a different project, and I was like, you know what? I should just give it a try. I should see how it sounds. I should see how it looks, and I gave it a try. But anyway, we are going to talk autism. Are you guys parents of a child with autism? Let us know. We're going to bring people up. We're going to have discussions. Let me see if I can get the request box in here. Manage guests. Let's see. Do you guys see the box to request? I'm using a different system. I want to make sure it's on there. So let me know. Do you see the guest box here? Change layout. Oh yeah, that's great. That's great. No, Autism Mom, it's not on there. All right. I'm getting this figured out. Let's let me see here how to get it up there. What? It's missing half the word? Here, I can fix that. Let's go like this. How's that? Let me know if that fixed it. I am getting this. Let's see, introduction, settings. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Come on in. We are going to be getting people in the guest box here pretty soon. We are just getting started and getting things figured out. Let's see, panel. Requests from viewers. Yeah, it says it should. Hey, Destiny. Hey, Cassandra. Hey, everybody. Hey, L. Cooper. Hey, Lako. It's good to see everybody. Thanks for coming on today. I'm trying to make sure that I can get the guest box on here, and it doesn't seem like it is working here. Do you guys see the request box? Let me know. Do you guys see the request box on there that people can join? No? Cassandra, still no? Okay, let me change the layout again. Let me do this. Here we go. Well, let's see if Al Cooper. Yes, it worked. Okay, good. There we go. Let's get some people in here. Well, hello. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Are you a parent of a child with autism?
Yes, my daughter, she's 10. And she's still not sleeping, listening to music and jumping around.
Oh my gosh.
I
Wow.
know.
Where do you live?
We live in Scotland.
Oh, do you live in Scotland? What time is it over there in Scotland?
It's 20 to 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
What about you?
So I'm in Utah. It's almost 6 p.m. So it's just the afternoon over here. We're still early in
Oh,
the day.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, tell me about your journey here. When did you find out that your daughter had autism? How old was she when you started noticing some things that maybe were
Oh,
different?
she was developing quicker than normal child, I would say.
Hmm.
But then she was in nursery, and teachers there told me there's something wrong. You need to go to doctor.
Yeah.
So we did, and she was about 2, I would say,
Wow.
and they diagnosed her with autism.
Wow.
Well, to start with, they said it's a spectrum, but
Yeah.
they don't specify what kind of spectrums, you know.
Yeah. So how old was
Uh,
she when you got the official diagnosis? Did you say 2 or 3?
yeah, two
Oh
or
my
three.
goodness. Okay. So
Yeah,
you've been going through this for a few years now.
yeah, she's 10 now.
What do supports look like in Scotland for you? What therapies, what services do you have?
It's really hard in here, to be honest. Really hard.
Hmm.
Yeah, we hardly see any language therapists because they hardly have any. Sorry. Um, she just goes to play scam once a week. It's called Autistic Society because government pay for it. I can't afford it. What else? Nothing else. She just goes to school, to special hub.
Wow.
That's it. Yeah, they don't do anything here. I have to take her every year if I can afford.
You know what?
Back to
It
my.
doesn't matter where you live, anywhere across the world. You got to fight for
Yeah,
we got to fight for our kids with autism, and
exactly.
the world doesn't want to take care of them for us, and no one else is going to do it. We got to do it. And some places do have some more
Exactly.
therapies and stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, wow. Currently, tell me, I mean, how have the past 7 years gone? What are some, like, you're still up? You said it's almost 1 o'clock, right, in the morning. What
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me, what are some of the
She's.
big challenges you're having right now with your daughter?
Well, it's not nice to say, but about an hour ago she pooped herself in a bed.
Yeah,
She's not. She's still non-verbal,
yeah.
but she loves music. She's very happy child, I would say. Thanks God she has no aggression. Yes, but she's very strong-headed
Yeah. Yeah.
and very manipulative. She
Okay. How
manipulates
She's nonverbal yet
everybody.
manipulative. How does she manipulate people?
Oh, she would give you cute faces. She will demand
Oh,
what
that's
she
just her being
wants.
cute, though. That's just her being cute.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She would look right in your eye and making cute faces, like,
Yeah.
oh, please
What
be
are
nice.
um tell me what have been any recent wins or joys that you've had with your child? What are some of the things to celebrate?
Celebrate. Oof, that's difficult because she
You're
already
right in the middle of
started
things.
puberty.
Oh, wow.
She started puberty. And it's a quite challenging thing,
That's something that we don't publicly talk about enough, and that's, taking
No,
care of the
no.
kids during puberty,
I mean, the
like,
hormonal thing and
oh my
changes of
gosh.
the mood. It's really, really unpredictable. I never know what's gonna happen after 5 minutes, as you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's unpredictable, but I can't really. I'm happy that she is a happy girl.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am really happy about that.
Yeah. She's a happy
Yeah.
girl. Well,
And she determined to try new things,
yeah.
which is good. Yeah.
She's 10 years
Yes,
old.
Dad.
People are asking in the chat. She's 10 years old. Um, I I feel for you. This is a hard time, and I wish I knew more about the services there. I wish I could just tell you, what where you
Yeah.
could go and where you could fight. And I just don't know Scotland. But what I do know is we got a
And
community here, people. We got lots of people here that listen in here, and we all support you. We all feel for you. I mean, having a 10-year-old who, is having some hormonal changes, still nonverbal. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
lot. That's a lot for anybody. Do you have a village? As in, do you have people on your side? Do you have people helping you out, or are you alone in this?
No, it's just my husband helps, but I had her quite late. I had
Yeah.
her at 40 years, and
Okay. Yeah.
she's the only child for me. I mean, I've got eldest son, he's 33.
Yeah.
But it's a bit struggle, to be honest.
Oh
No,
gosh.
we have lots of autistic kids around, but nobody has the time for each other.
No. No.
No, we don't, because we live in our own cocoon, and we have no time for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel for you. I mean, I know that and if you were in the United States, I'd say, look, your kid needs to be in ABA therapy for, quite a bit of the day so that you could be working on the communication, but I just don't think ABA therapy is available in Scotland as much.
It
Um,
is available, but I think it's quite harsh.
oh, is it pretty
Personally,
harsh
we
there?
did. Yes, we did try it when she was around
Oh, no. Tell us your
4.
experience. What was it like? What was harsh? I want to hear.
I mean, she was on a bottled milk, quite a long time, let's say up to 5 years old, and that's all she would have. And Abba therapy, they came and she was telling me, you don't have to give her milk as soon as she asks for it.
Yeah.
Make her wait for it, make her ask for it, make her this, make her that. But I'm sorry, I don't make my child to do anything she doesn't want.
No, no.
Maybe it's
Yeah,
wrong.
it's
I
hard
have to
when
be tough, but I can't. I
it's
can't be tough with her.
it's
I
hard
think
when they
her,
have when they the therapy tries to set a goal that maybe isn't what
yeah,
you want to be doing, and so
yeah.
I really feel for that. Hey, we have quite a few people here in the guest. I want to be able to give lots of people the chance to hop in here. Tell me before I let you go, I want you to tell everybody. I mean, you've been through this for lots of years. Tell us, what words of wisdom, what advice do you have for families going through similar things to what you're going through right now?
I would say don't give up. Don't give up. It's your child. You've been blessed with it. Even they're a little bit different than any other child, but they're joy to have. And
Yeah.
they teach us a lot. She taught me a lot.
Yeah.
The patience, the unconditional love, no
Yeah.
matter what, you know. I mean, it's challenging,
Yeah.
but it's rewarding
For sure.
because whatever you do, you see the progress, you see changes, and you wouldn't change it for a world.
No.
This child, I wouldn't. I mean, sometimes I get frustrated and tell her I'll give you up,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
You get
you won't.
frustrated, but you can't give up. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for coming up here
Oh,
and
you're
sharing your thoughts
welcome.
with us.
Yeah,
All right.
I am following you now, and
Oh,
I will
thank
be
you.
looking at your page and see how it's all going.
Hey, thank you so much. And I really hope that you have you're able to fall asleep here pretty soon and that your daughter falls asleep. It's 1 o'clock there in Scotland, you guys. Everybody, we are live today. Thank you guys for being on here. It's such a good day today. Guys, I have a huge win. I want to let you guys know about this. I made a video about it, but in case you didn't see it, my son said his name for the first time yesterday. Now he has said his name before, okay? But it's been I say his name, he says his name. It's been echoing, okay? Yesterday for the first time, uh we were able to say, "What is your name?" And he responded with his name. Guys, that's crazy. That's crazy. He my gosh, I'm so proud of him. My wife and I, we have been a little bit crazy about this. We've been asking him nonstop what his name is, and um, thank you guys, thank you all for your support, for your love with this. I'm so proud of him of how far he's come. He's 3.5 years old, and so uh, oh my goodness. Balanced behavior. Broccoli. Oh my goodness. Yes, happy Saturday, everybody. What a good day. I am going live. It's a little bit different today. I found a bunch of old audio equipment that I had, just a few years old, and I was like, you know what? That sounds fun to me to try to hook this all up. And we went for it. But yeah, I am just, my thoughts are with my son today that he said his name for the first time. So crazy. So crazy. I'm so proud. He yeah, I feel like with communication, I think saying like requesting for things, right? Being able to say, hey, I want cereal. Hey, I want applesauce. All of that is very important because you get the thing that you ask for. This, it's building up the next level of communication, which I'm so proud of him for doing. And it's not just one word, it's a response that doesn't directly match the thing that was prompted to him. And that is impressive. And now, if he lopes in the grocery store and someone says, what's your name? He's going to be able to respond to that. That's so cool. That's so cool. I'm so proud of him. Thank you guys for your support with that. We're going to get some more guests up here. Please be patient with me today. I'm also using TikTok Live Studio. For those of you that don't know, oh my goodness, you guys have been liking like crazy. 5.1K likes. Keep on tapping. That is so good. It looks like some people have even sent some gifts. Thank you guys for those coins. Oh my goodness. Y'all are too kind with this. A couple of other things too. We have just barely set up today. Okay, this is brand new. We just barely set this up. We have a Discord. Go to my bio right now. I think by the end of today, we could have 20 people in there. And this is going to be a positive vibes only community, just like how this chat is. We have some moderators on here, and we do not allow negativity in this chat. And the same thing is going to be for the Discord. If you have never used Discord, think of it as a Facebook group. Okay, it's a Facebook group, and instead of creating posts, it's an ongoing chat. It's a chat room that we can chat as autism parents openly as parents, and we can be there for each other. We can celebrate with each other. There's only a couple of us in there because I just barely created this. It's brand new, and I think by the end of today, we can have at least 20 people in there. So I'm actually going to pull it up here, and if I see people join in, I'll call you guys out. And thank you guys for joining. Yes, please hop in there just so that we can. I know I only go live like 1 or 2 hours a day, but I don't want these positive vibes, this positive community that we're creating together. I don't want it to be limited by me going live. I think it's been powerful enough from what I've seen that I want to extend it to a Discord. So the way you do it is go into my TikTok bio, click on the link tree, and then click on the Discord button. You're going to need to download the Discord app, but it is very simple to use. It's not full of complexities. You just go in there and you click on the place that it says open chat, and then it's just an open dialogue here. Let me get it open here so I can be seeing if anyone has joined yet. But I'm excited about it. I enjoy talking to you guys. There's also a place here that you can do introductions, and if you want pictures, you can do that. Here, I'll just say welcome everybody in here. And if you see on there, welcome everyone, feel free to reply below there and be like, hey guys, I'm here too. So hop on there, guys. It's very user-friendly. Very user-friendly. Yes, thank you guys. Hop on there. It's a good place for us to be able to connect and stuff. But let's continue on with this live, everybody. We got lots of guests in the box here. Let's get people up and let's get chatting, you guys. Florida, if you're still here, let's see if we can chat. Hello, how are you?
Hey. I'm sure you're, let's see, what is it called?
You got a really bad echo there. Maybe try to swipe out of the app, swipe back in. if you have headphones or something, you can yeah. Saying my video is blurry. Is there something wrong with the video? Okay. It might just be on your end then, El Cooper. Okay. All right, let's get the next person in here. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing so good. Are you an autism parent?
Yes, I am.
Tell us your journey.
Oh, it was crazy. So he's my last child, my fifth child. Um,
You have 5 kids.
I have 5 kids, so my autistic one is my last one.
How old is he now, or she?
Is a he. He's 4 years old.
4 years old. Oh my goodness. You're right in the middle of parenting, aren't you? You got 5 kids and the youngest is 4. You're right
Yeah,
in the thick of things. How are you hanging in there?
it's hard, but I'm glad you opened up this thing because I didn't have anywhere to express my feeling and how I feel. It was a lot. It's draining having autism kid. So I'm new to this. So
When was
how
he
I found
diagnosed? I mean, he's 4 now. How long ago did he get diagnosed?
so I had to keep going back and forth with the doctor. They keep telling me he's just a mentally delay. He'll talk, just don't rush him. I keep telling them like he's different than my other 4 kids. I know I'm not psychology, but something is going on here.
Yeah.
So finally, when he turned 2 years and a half, I went back and they evaluate him. So I got the answer, and I said, "See, I told you guys he was different."
Wow.
So
What were some of those very first things that you noticed? Tell me a little bit more about that.
so the first sign that I see, he wasn't talking when he was 18 months.
Wow.
So that was concerning. And then whenever I don't understand him, he get frustrated. He would pound his head on the floor. Or if we go in public, he just runs away. So I used to thought that was okay for a toddler because, most of my other kids did it too, but he was too much. He would just take off on me whenever I take him outside.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and then,
See, I felt that, and how I've described it is that my son will, he doesn't see us as home base. Like, my other kids, if we're out in public, they might wander a little bit, but they check back and they see if we're still
right,
there. And my son with
right.
autism, he doesn't do that. He just goes. And I mean, it's no, I don't know. It's scary because he's just so heedless to danger. He gets himself in bad situations, and it's not like he's trying to escape us or run away, but is for sure, gonna put himself in some dangerous situations. Sounds like that's kind of what you were seeing too.
Yes. And then my second was, he would not respond to his name, but if he hears like Cocomelon song, he will run downstairs.
Oh yeah.
So I used to thought he had a hearing problem. I took him in to check his hearing. They told me he's fine. He can hear. His hearing is good. So I was just confused, and because I never experienced, the autism kids before.
Oh yeah.
And then when I found out, it was just, I was in denial, but then I was like, okay, so I just gotta see what I can do to help him and get him.
Did someone talk to you? How did you first think, oh, I should see if he has autism? Was it your pediatrician that brought it up, or was it just you doing research online?
No, I searched up the signs and I brought it up to his doctor, and then his doctor lead me to the psychologist.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I figured everything my own. No, like I try to tell them like he's not where he's supposed to be. He's not talking. He's not respond to his name, and everything was confusing for me. So I had to search my own and figure it out what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard. I think it probably helped you that you had 4 kids before this, and
Yes.
I hear people that it's their first kid and they're like, they don't know what's normal. And
No.
I hear quite often too that doctors are kind of dismissive. Did you bring it up to your doctor, or did you just seek out a psychologist to do an evaluation?
No, I brought it up to his doctor, and then his doctor ordered it the psychologist evaluation. So we had to wait. Like, I started at 18 months, so we didn't get diagnosed until he was almost 3, like 2.5.
It took you a year.
A year, because they keep telling me he's just a speech delay. He will talk. He's not ready to get tested for autism yet. Just wait, just wait. I'm like, how long am I gonna wait? He's not responding to his name. He already got all the signs. Like, I had to go back there twice before they gave me the diagnosis.
Yeah. Oh, that frustrates me so bad, having to wait for a
Yes.
diagnosis. I was in a similar situation with my son that
Mhm.
I waited 6 months, and then I thought that my son was getting off the wait list to get a diagnosis. That's what they told us, and we went to the
Yeah.
appointment, and it turned out that it was technically just a pre-screening to see if we can go on the real wait list, which was going to be another year. And
Oh my
so, I
goodness.
mean, at that point, I'm like, oh, I'm not waiting any longer. I had to call around and advocate for my child, and we finally were able to, get him seen a lot sooner, just a couple months after that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it takes a long time, but still, diagnosed at 2, almost 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty young. That's pretty young, and tons of time to be able to work on things. How has progress been since you've had a diagnosis?
Um. So we still don't respond to our names, but he knows some of his letters. He sings ABCs. He knows some of 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Um, because I put him in school. He goes Tuesday through Friday school, and then the days that he's home, he takes a speech therapy. So we're still on a waiting list for the ABA therapy. We haven't got respond yet.
And how long have you been on that list? Has that been like ever since you got the diagnosis? A year you've been on a wait list for ABA?
Yes.
Whoa. What
Yes.
state are you in?
I live in Ohio.
Ohio. Man, if
Mhm.
you're in Utah, I would say I can get you seen today.
Oh my
But
goodness. Yeah.
yeah, oh man, I'm so sorry. If anyone in the chat has connections in Ohio,
Yeah, please help me out.
yes, are you only on the wait list with one provider?
For the county that I'm living, yeah, I'm only in one, but the ones that they have available, it's like an hour, 2 hours away from me.
Oh,
More towards like
really?
Cincinnati, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah. But the school that he's in, the teacher kinda do ABA therapy sometime and sometimes she don't. So it depends on the days that he goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
let me tell you this. I have okay, so I run an ABA company. And we have we're opening up our 4th clinic right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd like to think that providers that do ABA keep a really clean wait list, and we try to. But the truth is that you are going to be seen not by how long you've been waiting, but
Mm-hmm.
by how vocal you are in
Mm-hmm.
calling them and saying, where are we on the list? Can we get in? Where are we? And so I'm just gonna, like, your kid is still young,
Yeah.
really young, but every week, every month that your
Mm-hmm.
child isn't getting all the services that they can is, I mean, it's not ideal. Like, you can fight for your kid, you can get them in there. I'm sure you're doing tons of other things, but I just, for everyone that's listening, I'm sure there's tons of people listening in. Call. I had someone on this live in your exact same situation, and they
Uh-huh.
left the live and they started making phone calls to other ABA providers, and they got
Mm-hmm.
sent an intake packet that same day to be able to start services. That same, like, within 30
Oh.
minutes, they came back on and said, "Hey, we're signed up with someone." And so, If it's something you feel like is best for your kid, I'd say keep on calling. But how is your kid doing? He's 4 now. Like, what does the growth look like over the past couple of years?
I mean, the growth is he's growing normal. It's just the autism part.
Yeah, how's his like autism growth? I mean, like his skills and his development and stuff. Has he made any progress?
Yeah, a little bit, not that much. We still can communicate. He
Mm,
still get frustrated and bump his head on the floor and injure himself, and sometimes injure me.
wow.
It's a lot. It's a lot of work. To be
He's
raising an autism child.
yeah. How are your other kids handling it?
Oh, they help me. I mean, I'm so thankful that at least I have them and my husband around. I probably would go crazy if it's only me.
Yeah,
You need a support when you have an autistic child.
you need support.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my kids do help me out with him, and of course his dad helped me too. Yeah, we're just working on his communication, and his teacher brought up a device. My last IEP meeting for him, so he might have a
Oh,
device that he's gonna use
for communication, like an AAC
Yes.
device, like an iPad or
Yes.
something.
Yeah,
Yes.
like the iPad. Yes.
Yeah, great. That's so
So this,
good.
yeah. So
How do
this
you feel
started with.
about how do you feel about the using the device? Some parents, I mean, it's kind of scary to be thinking that that's the way your child might be communicating.
I haven't experienced it yet. They started with him at school, but we just ordered one, so it's gonna be here like next week. So
Yeah.
we will see how that gonna be.
It's let me tell you something. A lot of people are hesitant about it because they feel like they are settling on how
Mm-hmm.
their child is going to communicate. And you need to know that that is not the case. You are not settling on your child communicating. You're giving him a voice. And
Right.
these devices, you see pretty quickly that if your child is going to become verbal,
Mm-hmm.
these devices help tremendously. So it doesn't actually backslide at all. So I mean, you're doing great. That sounds like a great next step. And I really do feel like that like getting into the ABA for more of the
Mm-hmm.
day, like that's gonna be so helpful for you guys. I want to touch on something though, because you have 4 siblings, or he has 4 siblings,
4 siblings.
and
Yes.
I want to tell you something I've seen with my kids. So
Mhm.
my family's pretty similar. We have
Oh.
we have 3 boy, or yeah, we have 2 boys, and then my
Mm-hmm.
son with autism, and then my daughter. So we have 4 kids. And
Mm-hmm.
something that I have seen with my oldest two, and they might be listening. I don't know if they're listening in right now. Remy, are you listening right now? I don't know. Sometimes they listen in, but something I've seen with them is like, man, it's something special. Autism siblings are something special.
Yes.
Like the patience that they learn and the love that they learn, and being able to accept everybody. Like I have
Mm-hmm.
really noticed, when my son told me excitedly the other day that he met a new friend that has autism, and he wasn't
No.
scared of it. He was just like, "Oh yeah, my friend at school has autism." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, there you go. Way to go, man."
Right.
Like it's so good to me. Like the siblings of people with autism are so inclusive, so accepting, and so loving and so patient. And
Right.
it's so good for them. Have you seen that with your kids?
Yes, yes. So my third child were telling me we were talking about autism. He wasn't sure what it was, so I had to send him down and explain to him what it was. And he told me that he has a friend with autism, but he said it's not like my little brother though. He talks. I say
Yeah.
it comes with different ways. You can be verbal and have autism.
Yes.
So he thought that when you have autism, you
You just
completely
never talk.
nonverbal. Right. So I explained to him it's not like that. It doesn't work like that. It's different ways
No.
that autism goes. So he understand now. He told me he has friend that has autism, but he's not like my little brother. He talks.
Yeah.
Then he questioned me like, "Do you think he will talk one day?" I said, "Yeah, he will talk. We have to keep it positive."
You're doing great things, and man, I tell you what, that it's hard. You have a lot on your plate. How's your
Oh
support? I
yeah.
don't think I've asked you that. How's your village? How's the people around you? Do you
But
get the help that you need?
Oh yes, I do. Yeah, I talk to a lot of people with kids with autism, and sometimes I try to not talk to them a lot because especially people from my country, they like to judge people.
Yeah.
So I stay in like Americans community and keep my socialize with them with the disability so they understand. So I have a group, that all of us will go somewhere like every other day and sit in the library and we talk about see what improved from last time we seen each other. How is our kids? How is our stress level?
Yeah.
So that's all we do sometime. And of course, and I found out about you, and I come in every time you go live, and I
Yes.
listen and I listen, and we really appreciate you, and it helped us a lot.
I love it. It's important for us to stick together. I mean, we're going through some hard things,
Yes.
and the love and positivity here. I mean, I've been keeping my eye on the comments, and everyone here is
Mhm.
here supporting you, and they feel for you.
Yes.
And yeah, I absolutely love it. Tell me,
Thank
I
you
want to
so
make
much.
sure that I have a chance to continue the conversation with lots of people that are in the guest box, but I want to hear from you advice that you have for anybody going through similar things that you've been through. What advice do you have for people?
My advice is, listen to your heart and don't give up on your kid, and just no matter what, stay by your kid, and that kid need you.
Yeah,
You know, they only have us. They don't have nothing else but us.
we don't
So
have a
we got to
choice.
be.
We have
Nope.
to show up. We have to be there for them.
Yes. So we have to support each other, and don't give up on your kid.
I love it. Very well said.
Yes.
Very well said. Thank you
And
so much
also,
for coming up.
you're very welcome. Thank you for having me. So how do I get on that the thing you were saying earlier?
ABA.
No, the
Oh,
how you
Discord.
can
Discord.
communicate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Go onto my bio.
Mhm.
So click on my profile on TikTok. There's
Mhm.
my link on there is like a link
Mhm.
tree, and then
Mhm.
the first button up there is the Discord, and you click on that button, and it's
Okay.
just like a group chat on there. And my goal for today, if you haven't been on there yet, go on there. We just barely started this. Okay, we're a new
Okay.
community, but we just barely started this. I think today we can have 20 people in there by the end of
Oh, that'd be
the time I'm
awesome.
off of the live. And so if you're listening here, please hop on. I've seen some other people on here. Shazza asks if I'm on live much. I try to go every day. I've been going every day for the past couple weeks or so.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. We have people that have joined. It's Jess, um, Jay Vasquez. Yeah, we have a few people on here, but
Okay.
we need more. So anyway,
Okay. I will get on. Thank you so much.
get on there. Thank you so much. You have a good night. You have a good night.
You too. Have a great night.
All right, bye. What good people, like what I found is the best people on the planet are a part of this community of having children with disabilities. And I don't know necessarily that it starts like that, but I think having a child with disabilities puts you in a humble spot that you just don't feel like you go and attack other people. I mean, it puts us in a supportive role. So, um, all right, guys, we have, let's see here. Oh my goodness, we have had 10,000 likes, you guys, on this live. That is amazing. That is amazing. Keep on tapping. It's going to get it out to more people. I usually have quite a bit more people than this, but I've never gone live at this time of the day on a Saturday. So I don't think my typical followers are always on at this time. So let's get it out to as many people on their For You page as possible. That heart at the top will also send it out to people. And the tapping on the screen with the likes will get it out to people. So please keep doing that. If you haven't followed me, go ahead and follow. Chelsea, thank you for being on here. yeah, I'm kind of a newer person on here. I'm trying to get this all figured out. But I tell you what, something I'm passionate about is autism. Autism is my life all day, every day. Is autism. My background is I'm a BCBA. I worked with autism since 2013, and I started my own company even a couple years ago in Utah. If any of you guys, anyone in Utah, what states are you guys from? Put the states that you guys are in. What states are you guys in? I'm in Utah right now, so it's 6:00 here. Oh, we got some other BCBAs or other people with autism. Oh, there we go. We got some more Utah people. Hey, if you're in Utah and you ever need any support in person, or you're looking for ABA therapy or anything with the community with autism, I'm pretty well connected, so feel free to DM me. Australia, Philadelphia, Canada, Dallas, Maryland, Texas, Australia, wow, New Zealand. Guys, autism is worldwide, okay? It is not just in the United States. Belgium, Brooklyn, Jamaica, Indiana, California, Minnesota. Educator and mama here. Liv, I love it. I love it, Liv. Norway, Wales, England. That's so good. Guys, I do have a goal today of getting 20 people onto the Discord so that we can be chatting, celebrating together. It's in my bio. Please check it out. Let's get some more people in here. Well, I am talking too much and not talking autism enough. So let's get some more people in here. Autism mom, we're gonna get you in. Let's do it. How are you doing? Oh, she might be gone. All right, we're gonna get the next person in. Oh, you know what, Florida chick. If you're still in here, I'm gonna let you in. You had an echo before. I'm so sorry. I should have kept
Do
my
I have
eye
an
on
echo
that.
now?
Hello, how are you? I can hear you much better.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I just disconnected from my Wi-Fi. Okay.
Oh, no worries.
Hi.
You're an autism mom? Tell us your journey. I want to hear a little bit about your family, about how you were introduced to autism. Let's hear.
Okay. So I had my daughter a little later in life than most, 34. I'm gonna try to speed it up so if I talk fast, but I just want to get it all in there.
Yes.
So 34, I had her. I had had a miscarriage 6 years before, very late in pregnancy, so I was
Oh
high
my
risk.
goodness.
Had my daughter, 6 hours of labor, and I'm gonna give you the reason why I tell you all this, but it's 26 hours of labor. And then they took her by emergency C-section, which they ripped her lungs. She went without oxygen to the brain.
Oh my
I have
goodness.
always blamed and thought that was the reason. That was the reason that this is what happened with her. Because like I've watched so many of your people on your chat the last couple of days say, oh, they met every milestone. She was, I mean, crawling at, sitting up, crawling at like 10 months. She was walking by way before a year. She was sucking out of a straw. She was doing all of the things. She was my only child. She still is my only child. But, and I think because of that, I may not have paid attention to the signs early enough, that most kids do. So my my sister-in-law is a psychologist, and she made a comment to my mom at my daughter's 1 year birthday that she thought something was wrong.
Wow.
The reason why was my daughter didn't want to touch her birthday cake, and
Yeah.
she didn't make eye contact.
Wow.
And then I had one more person say, do you really, like, maybe when she was like 15, 16 months old, do you notice she doesn't make eye contact? And I was like, what? No. I actually have video, though, of her where she is completely making eye contact, completely engaging, laughing, giggling like a normal 15, 16-month-old.
Yeah.
And then I decided, because she was an only child and she wasn't talking, I think it was around 2, that I was going to put her in daycare 1 to 2 days a week just for socialization. And I picked her up the second day from her preschool, and there was a janitor lady that says she was screaming. When I came in the door, my child was screaming.
Mm.
And of course, it freaked me out. And
Yeah.
so I'll never forget, she said, "You need to get her." And I said, "What?" I was very offended.
Yeah.
And she said, she doesn't need to be here. They're not going to, tend to her like she needs. And I was like, what? To me, she was just my baby. She
Yeah.
was normal. So when that all being said, I think a few months went on until we took her to get checked out, and we found out around 2.5. And immediately, I'll never forget just what that janitor lady said. She said there's a lot of parents that come through here and they're in denial.
Yeah.
And the child suffers because they never get the help they need. And I said, right then, that day, I said, well, that's not going to be me. Even though I wasn't even accepting at that time that something was wrong with her.
Yeah.
So I took her and to Children's Medical Services is in Gainesville, Florida. And we got her tested and everything, and I got her diagnosis. So I immediately put her in speech, OT, all of those things. She wasn't talking. She wasn't getting potty trained. Those were the only 2 milestones she really wasn't hitting. And she wasn't wanting to touch her food. That was the first signs.
Yeah.
With that being said, we started immediately. The speech therapist is like, we got to get her to start touching things. So I would come home, put her in her high chair, put sand on her high chair, sugar, the nastiest things you could think of, finger paints, everything, and would make her touch them. Within 2 weeks, she was outside digging in the dirt.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Saw a lot of
Yeah.
progress. Let me chime in here just a little bit. You talked about a lot of things here, and I want to make sure that that we touch on a couple of these. So the first one is I think that look, I don't know of any evidence saying that complicated births leads to autism. Maybe there's research out there. I don't know of that research.
No, that's just what I thought at the
But
time.
let me tell you something. Even if it's not that way, but even if it was that case, I think there's a lot of parents out there that would still blame themselves if that had happened. And like giving birth is one of the most traumatic things that a human can go through.
Absolutely.
And to your takeaway from that, if it's ever like, hey, I did something wrong, I caused this disability, like that is just crazy. I made a video about this today.
I've seen it, and that's why I'm bringing that up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm bringing it up, because that was, for me, I was like, hold on, this doesn't run in my family. Like, I'm trying to figure out all, you go through all these reasonings.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, maybe the lack of oxygen at birth. You know what I mean? Maybe that time during, where she had to spend, I think it was like, 15 days in NICU, 11 days, I think. I don't know. But, I'm thinking all of these things that had to do this, because this doesn't run in my family. This is a genetic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, absolutely not. And then, of course, you start looking up later in life, like I was 34 when she was born. So I started seeing like, okay, there is like a connection between my age, and because, I think it's like a certain age you have to do like the Down syndrome.
Yeah.
So, you're just going through all of this as a parent, trying to figure out the reason why this happened to your child.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah, it's kind of a not just like you're talking a lot about the problem solving side of it and trying to find out the why. I think that's one stage of the grief, like grief is a process, and I think that's one piece of it. But
grief and acceptance. Absolutely.
Grief and acceptance. Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us something beautiful about your child. Tell us something joyful, something that you're proud of.
Well, I can tell you this, and this is the biggest message I would want to give to any parent that's listening right now.
Yeah, let's hear it.
My child is going to turn 14 on Tuesday.
Oh my goodness.
I can tell you now, she was very nonverbal. She was not potty trained until she was like 4.5, 5. She started singing, and I had one therapist telling me on one hand, stop the singing, all she's going to do is sing. And another therapist saying, hey, no, if that's how she's getting words out, let her sing. Yeah. So that's what I chose. What I will say is my biggest giveaway is do not put limitations, because I'm telling you, my child at 14 years old And she's nowhere by far where I would live. She could live independently, for sure.
Yeah.
But I can tell you this: if you put a limitation and you don't set expectations, they will never go past what you put on them.
Oh, they're not.
Macy is so smart. She's doing the work that's coming home now, and I'm just like, how? Because she can't verbalize it that she knows how to do these things,
Yeah.
but she does them. I gave up my career in 2019 because we could not get ABA unless we paid completely out of pocket in Florida. We
Wow.
moved out of state to Alabama, and then a year and a half later, they granted it in Florida, so we moved back.
I mean, this was a while ago. Like you're talking this, like how long ago was this that you couldn't
we
get
moved
ABA
out
in
of
Florida?
we moved out of Florida in 2019.
Okay.
Right. And then as soon as we moved to Alabama, COVID hit,
Yep.
and there was no schooling. So we would 6 months later we would drive her to ABA 4 hours a day, and then drive her way across an hour away to get her back in school. We were trying to give her a combination of public school and ABA at the same time, so she still had both going on education wise. And then we moved back to Florida in 2022. We had rented our home out, everything, gave up my career, came back, got an ABA who actually goes to school, well, doesn't now, but went to school with her every single day, an ABA, or a BC, I'm sorry, RBT.
Yeah.
Went to school with her every single day, and then when she was out of school, did in-home. I am the biggest advocate of ABA therapy there is. When I tell you, we lost it about, how long ago, Troy? 9 months ago, only because we live such in a rural area, and there was nobody willing. My BCB or my RBT, she relocated to another city, and nobody was willing to come out here and travel, which sucks. But I can tell you, the 2.5 years that Macy got ABA therapy with her, it was the biggest turnaround in this child.
Wow.
I mean, I am the biggest advocate. If I could have got her ABA at 3 years old, that's when you start. The earlier, the better.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's becoming more and more available. And I mean, there are current challenges now that are struggling a bit, but Florida, I'm curious that it's fascinating you couldn't find supports. Florida is actually one of the like hubs of ABA. I mean, ABA exists today because of the, services that really started strong in Florida.
In 2019, it was $150 an hour out of pocket. Yeah. Legislature did not deem it medically necessary.
Oh my gosh.
So I gave up my career. We rented out our home and we relocated to Alabama where we had family so that we could get her an ABA. And then literally within 2 years, it was available here. So we moved back.
Wow.
So, but it was the biggest turnaround for her. Our RBT became like family. She still is. But if I can give any message I have a nephew that's, but he's completely nonverbal, still in diapers, and he's like 9, 10, and I've preached about ABA to them, but you can't make parents do what they're not going to do. And it really sucks because, I asked my sister-in-law one day, I said, listen, would you rather be able to go to grocery shopping for 30 minutes and leave your son home alone and know he'll be okay? Or do you want to do this the rest of your life? And she said, well, I'd rather leave him home. I said, then you've got to do something now.
Yeah.
And my child, she's 14. I would never leave her at home at this point, but I could. I could probably.
Yeah.
Because she's pretty self-sufficient, but she's learned so many life skills through ABA and learning how to, do with things. The only thing that, we still struggle with Macy is, if there was an emergency, would she know to pick up a phone and dial 911 or those kind of things? She's very verbal, trust me, when it comes to making what she wants known. Like her birthday, like I said, is Tuesday. It's been hot tub. She wants a hot tub for 6 months.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah, me and her dad just went and picked up a hot tub tonight finally.
Oh my gosh. I want to ask you another question real quick though. I'm seeing in the comments, Anna Bakes smiles. Bountiful, Utah. Are you in Utah, Anna Bakes? Bountiful is a great place. We actually have a clinic in Ogden, and it is the only ABA clinic that I've ever heard of that has an indoor swimming pool where we work on water safety skills as part of ABA.
Oh yeah,
So
because
Anna Bakes, if you ever need support or if you ever need help, just message me. We even if it's not my company, I'm pretty well connected. So
yeah, because autism I think the number one cause of death is drowning, so
it
that's a big
is.
deal.
They're
Mm-hmm.
160 times more likely to drown than their
Yep,
neurotypical peer. That's
yep,
terrifying. That scares me to
it is
death as a
terrifying.
dad. And I see why. I mean, my son is fascinated with water, and he also just
Oh, my daughter is
wanders.
too, but she's a mermaid. I don't really have to worry. Thank God, because she just is great. But I guess, Colin, I just want to give parents a little reassurance that if you set the expectations low and you don't strive them to get better and better,
Yeah.
they may not. And because I'm telling you, like if you had asked me 6 years ago, I would have been like, I was so, acceptance is the first thing a lot of people, especially fathers.
Yeah.
And I heard you talk about that the other night. I think men have a hard time dealing with, okay, something's wrong with my kid.
We're
And I
proud
did too.
creatures. That's
Yeah. And
yeah.
as a mother, it was hard for me because that's
Yeah.
not what you envision when you become a parent. However, if you accept it and you say, hey, this is what I got to do, am I going to settle or am I going to do everything I can to get this person to be as functioning and as possible, and where they can somewhat, because in my mind, just because now I'm 46 years old and she's 14, my
Yeah.
constant thing in the back of my head is, what happens to her if something happens to me?
Yeah.
So with that being said, that's my motivation. And I think if everybody thinks of it that way and say, hey, I need to get this, not all children, because the spectrum goes, we all know,
Yeah.
from one side, you know what I mean? But my daughter is very much on the spectrum. She does not communicate with me unless she wants something, unless it's a need or a want. So, with
Can
that
I
being,
ask you one thing, Florida?
yes,
I want to ask you, was there ever a time with your daughter where you I'm sure there's lots of these, but think of one that's coming to your mind of a time where you had to fight for her, that, someone wasn't, doing things how they should, or you couldn't get the supports that you wanted, and, something difficult that you had to do to advocate or fight for your child.
I can think of two off rip.
Let's hear them.
The year that I quit my career and moved to Alabama, the reason for that was she was having behavioral issues in the public school system. I was in property management. My property was right across the street from her school, and they were going to Baker Act her. That was they were going to Baker Act her.
Wow.
And they had already told me they were going to Baker Act her because she was showing aggression. And we were going through, me and her father were totally against medicine. We did not want her on medicine. That was our last resort.
Yeah.
We end up not having to have a choice, and we got her on medicine. And that's another thing. Sometimes you have to go through several difficult medicine change. If you go that route, one of those, one of the medicine changes was a Mother's Day. I always call him, not to be funny, but I said it was a Mother's Day from hell.
Yeah.
They put her on medicine change, and it happened to be on Mother's Day weekend, and she was hallucinating. What
Wow.
they did was they were treating her like she was ADHD, and she wasn't. And of course, so it had an adverse effect. But they sent her to school. They had wrote her up on she had got aggressive, I think, with one of the therapists. And then we had just had the meeting that morning at the superintendent's office about it. And he said, well, next time, it's going to be, we're going to call law enforcement Baker Act. And I said, what? You're going to Baker Act my second grader?
Wow.
That very same day, I had made it back to my office, wasn't there probably an hour and a half, and got a text that she had got aggressive again. And I went over there and I said, just pack her stuff. Just pack her stuff right now. She's not coming back. At that time is when I basically pulled her out of the public school system, started homeschooling her, and then put in my notice for my job and moved out of state to get her ABA therapy.
Oh,
That's
my
one.
goodness.
Yeah, because you're not going to bankrupt my child and put her through that trauma.
Yeah.
Another time is I had a sitter that I still have not figured out. But when I was working, a sitter that my child at that time was a runner. She knew it. She was only 2 years old, and they found her walking down the side of the road with a glass candle.
Whoa.
So yeah, I've went through it with my child. But I say all
I
that to say,
I want
go
to
ahead.
the first story that you told. I just want to comment on real quick because
Hmm.
you that wasn't just a little like it wasn't just a one time you advocating like you had to pull her from the school, homeschool her, move to another state,
Yep.
and then find services for her. So this
Yes.
was a, I mean, wow,
Life altering.
that is not just a fight, that is a war. You went to war for your daughter and
Yeah.
you got her the care that she needed. So
Yeah.
I mean, I am blown away with how you have fought for your daughter and um I don't mean to cut you off, but go ahead and I think you were finishing up that uh was there
Well, no, no, no.
more to
I'm
that
just saying
story?
that, yeah,
Yeah,
like,
keep
so
going,
I'm
keep going.
just,
I'm
I
sorry for
want
cutting you
people,
off.
no, 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 you're fine. I just want people to understand that, like, even though when I tell you I've been through the trenches, I've thought about, like, you want to give up. This child has only you to depend on. Um, and she's my only one. I wanted more kids, but after I found out her diagnosis, I did not think it was fair to her. I felt like, you know what, everything I've got is going to have to go into this at this point.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, she's my one and only. And, for many years, I struggled with the fact, like, she's never going to leave home. And in fact, last year at Christmas time, my RBT and my BCBA were here because my BCBA comes, once a week.
Yeah.
And they said, "Are you crazy? With the progress she's made, she will." And I said, "What do you mean?" They said, "She very well will be able to live one day. And not that she won't need assistance, maybe
Yeah.
paying her bills or, getting groceries or things. But you're crazy." And I said, "Do you really believe?" No, they said, "Absolutely."
I
So
I think that goes back to the advice that you gave to people just a moment ago of
yeah,
never underestimate what your child is
no,
going to be able to do.
no,
And
no,
I'm grateful for the people that remind us of what our children are capable of. And it sounds
no,
like you've had
because
some
I'm
great
telling.
people in your life that have helped you do that.
Right, because I'm telling you guys, like, if you think that my child was nonverbal, my child did not, she was not potty trained. I did not ever believe 5, 6 years later we would be where we are now. But you've got to get your resources, speech, OT, ABA. You got to get those enforced, included, and you got to be, and it may take sacrifice, and that sucks because a lot of people weren't in the situation. I wasn't in the situation when I gave up my career and rented out my home. I basically took faith and moved to another state and was living off my home rental to survive.
Wow.
But I had to do what I had to do,
You've
and it's paid off. I
you've done
mean,
so much. I appreciate you for coming up, sharing your advice. I think we can all learn a
thank
lot
you.
from what you've done. I any last minute thoughts you want to share with people, or do you feel like you've gotten it all out?
No, just keep trying to get them as many services as you can. Fight for legislation to change if you can't get it,
Oh,
because
that's good.
yeah, if I
Yeah.
would have known, I wouldn't have had to move maybe over a year and a half, 2 years. And just it's great to have this kind of thing on here now, kind of like to have a support system, because I've been watching for days, and like I seen your video where you were saying about Medicaid cutting costs, and that was one thing that affected us last year. Medicaid Macy's costs, and she went from 5 days of ABA to 3 days of ABA,
Wow.
so things like that. So I'm just glad I'm very appreciative of you bringing awareness and being a soft place for all of us to land. So thank you so much.
I appreciate that. Thank you for being here. I learned a lot from you being up here, and I hope you have a good rest of your night.
All right, you too.
All right,
Bye.
bye. Guys, that was such a good conversation. What wonderful parents that that our special angels have. I think y'all are incredible. Thank you for being here. I that stood out to me the past few guests. The common theme here of tonight that I've been hearing is do not underestimate what your child is capable of. There was a moment in time when my son was first diagnosed. I never knew if he was going to have any kind of meaningful communication. There's still a lot that I don't know. But the fact that my child can come up to me and uh, say snack, and I know he wants to eat something. The fact that he can come up to me and say chocolate, and I know he wants chocolate. And the fact that I can go up to him and say, "What's your name?" and he will respond with his name. I mean, I don't know that I realized that he was going to be able to do that. So I do think we need to believe in our children. I've heard though, I've also heard some lives where people talk about how, oh yeah, like some of the most successful people on earth are diagnosed with autism, and your child may be nonverbal right now, but he'll most likely go on to save the world or something. And I don't know that that's like the intent of what I'm talking about. It's a lot more of like your child is capable of a lot more than what you initially think they are. And I have felt that a lot. And yeah, my son has brought me so much joy, especially in these past couple of days. I will say though, today my son took a tumble down the stairs. He I shouldn't laugh. I felt so bad for him. He was carrying a big basketball down the stairs. I should have seen it and I should have caught him. I was watching him go down, and the last like 4 steps, he tripped and front flipped over. The ball went flying, and he was okay, but he was scared. But you know what? I'm proud of my kid. He's done a lot. You guys, I need to do better at reading this chat here. Let me take a look at what y'all are talking about here without me. All right, let's see here. Our service is harder to get access to in the States than in Australia. Misfit, that's a good question. I'm not familiar with the services in Australia. I do know that in the United States, we do have laws that allow for a lot of services for our children. One of the big ones is ABA therapy, and we can get 30 to 40 hours a week of ABA therapy that insurance has to cover. However, with our current health system and Medicaid and things like that, there are barriers. There are a lot of barriers. But yeah, I'm curious how Australia looks. Should I relocate? Is there ABA therapy in Australia? Can I come join you with the big spiders? Let's see. It's great. Guys, we are maybe an hour into this? Have we been on for an hour already? And we have 18,000 likes on this live, you guys. 18,000 likes. That is amazing. Keep on tapping the screen, please. It gets it out to more people. I'm seeing the numbers of people in attendance here go up and up and up. I'm going to rehash just a couple of things before I invite more guests up. We have quite a few. I'm not stalling. We have a lot of guests in the box. I will invite you guys up. Just give me a moment. I want to give a rundown of a couple other things. If you're new to me, my name is Kylan Heiner, and I am a huge advocate for people with autism. That is my life. I am passionate. I will fight, and I will do whatever it takes to get my child the care that he needs. And I hope that as you watch me and follow me, you feel that passion, you feel that drive, and if anything happens, I just hope it rubs off on people that need a little bit of a boost and a lift, because we need to fight for our kids. And I have a 3-year-old with autism. My 1.5-year-old is getting assessed for autism this month, and I am new to TikTok, so I'm figuring things out. So if this live, if you ever have suggestions of ways that I can run this live better, send me a DM and let me know. I just want to create a safe space where we can be positive. If you check in the chat here, it's positive only. There's no one on here is here saying mean things. there have been one or two before, and we block people pretty quick. And just the parents, I know what it's like to be on the parent side, and we need help. We need support. We need a community where we can support each other. And so I hope, whatever if you're in cleaning your house after dinner or something, and you can have me on in your ears and talking to other families and be supportive, please do it. Please tune in and follow me. We've had quite a few people follow since I've started this live. If you have not yet followed me, hit the follow button so that you can see when I go live again. We are already at 20,000 likes, you guys. Something I said, let me check the Discord, you guys. In my box, or in my bio, there is a link tree, and the first button on there is the Discord. I want you guys to go and join the Discord. I have a goal of getting 20 people in there. We are at 7. We have 7 people in the Discord. And I know this is new. This is the first night we've even talked about it. And so it's kind of weird of like, what is this environment? But I'm only live 1 to 2 hours a day. And this community is so good. There's such good people here and supportive people that when you're having a bad day, I want this Discord to be a place that you can go on and just say, hey, today's a hard day. I need some love. I need some support. And so please hop on. Even if you've never done Discord before, this is so user-friendly. It's pretty much a Facebook group if you've done Facebook groups. And it's a safe space to just chat. It's like an open chat box. There's a let's see, Sunshine. I see you on here. Hi, Sunshine. There's also a tab here where you can do introductions, and so I'm going to go on here and do some introductions as well, and introduce myself on here. But let's see, Jess, did you click the link in the bio? Oh, what? People say, okay, you click the link in the bio. It's not working? What in the world? It worked for a lot of people. Oh, Brady, thank you for being here. I was on your For You page. Oh, it's working. You guys, this is why we're tapping. That's why we're at 22,000 likes, because we need more people, more autism families here. Guys, I'm sorry. The link, it seemed to work. Did it work for anybody? Is it working for anybody? Do you have the app downloaded already? Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you, guys. If you have not downloaded the app, download the app first. And then, the link isn't expired. I set it to not expire. If you're trying and it's not working, send me a DM, please. Send me a DM and say, hey, I tried. It didn't work. And then I'll send you a personal link after this live so you guys can get on. But I don't want to have that hold us up here. Thank you guys for being here. We got lots of people waiting to join and have a conversation. Let's get some people in here. Autism Mom, I tried to bring you up before, and I'll bring you up this time. How you doing?
Hey, did it work this time?
It worked this time. Last time I think it like kicked you out or something. I don't know what happened.
It did. I went to go talk and it just didn't let me through, so that's okay.
I'm sorry. And you're an autism parent. I see in your name. Tell us your journey. Talk to us.
So I have 2 stepchildren, and then I have a 14-year-old son of my own, who suffers from anxiety. Then after I had him, I ended up having breast cancer, going through all of that, and then found out I was diabetic from being depressed. I gained a bunch of weight, lost 100 pounds, moved to South Carolina, where I figured, hey, me, my husband, our child, we're going to start over in South Carolina. And then on my husband's 40th birthday, we found out we were pregnant with our son. Our son is now, we ended up moving back to Connecticut because we figured we'd have support here. And we found out he was autistic.
Oh my gosh.
I'm also a preschool teacher. Well, I was a preschool teacher. I'm no longer teaching. So when we had come back to Connecticut, I noticed he was still an infant.
Yeah.
And I noticed a couple things, like he really wasn't talking. We ended up doing the Birth to 3 program for speech. And by the time, it took about a year for them to finally get us an appointment. And they did a virtual speech session and said, wow, he's really talkative. Maybe he just needed extra time. And I was like, okay. And she said, the doctor noted that maybe an autism evaluation. And she said, but I don't think we need to do that because your child seems fine. He was just really delayed. And me as a preschool teacher should have been like, let's do it anyways. But I was kind of more in the moment like, okay, you guys, you know best. So I just let it go. And I wasn't teaching at the time. I was home with him all the time. And I decided to start looking to go back to work. So as I was in the process of that, I'm still noticing like he's really just not responding. He talks, but he doesn't respond to you. Like you can ask him a question, he doesn't really respond to you. Eating, he doesn't really do that.
How old is he now?
He's 3.5.
He's 3.5. That sounds pretty similar to my son. So does your son, when does he talk? Does he, is he imitating what he sees and hears? Is it like echoing what people say or?
Oh yeah, he's a lot of echoing, but he also does a lot of just talking. Like he won't talk. There's no back and forth conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I've been working on it with him, but like if I'm like, would you like something to drink? And now he'll say, would you like something to drink? And I'll be like, wait a minute, you mean, can I have something to drink? So I'm trying to like fix that with him.
Yeah.
So, I was just like noticing things. So I was like, okay, like I really feel like maybe he's a little bit on the spectrum. So we went through the doctors and they're like, oh, it's a year wait. It's a 1.5 year wait, but we'll get you into this place. And I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, we know this company and they're really great. And I'm like, okay. She's like, and they actually have an opening, so we're gonna get you in really quick. That was pretty awesome that we got in pretty quick.
So you got in quick for a diagnosis then. That's great.
We did. We got in pretty quickly. The entire experience, and I must say, I'm not sure if anybody's had any kind of experience like this. I'm sure there are parents out there that have experienced it, but when we arrived at the location, it was like a horror movie scene.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was walking into like a set. So I was like, I don't really like. I didn't even want to go in there. Like I just kind of looked at the place. Like there was the paint chipping off the big brick walls, and you open this door, and there's like this creepy piano with a blanket in the corner, and I'm like, I don't think this is right. So I was like, all right, let's do this. So I went in there and had it done. And then she told me about 6 to 8 weeks for results. So
no.
So I was like, okay, yeah. So I was like, okay. So in the meantime, a daycare preschool that I had worked at years ago, I had reached out to because I was like, I need to start looking for work. I'm going to see if I can get him in there because I trust them. A lot of my old coworkers were still there. Let's see if they have any openings. So I reached out to them and I said, listen, my son might be on the spectrum, but I'm looking for work. So I really need to find a place for him to get in. A lot of daycares out here have wait lists. So I was like, is there anything you could do? And she's like, actually, I have a preschool classroom that needs a teacher. And I was like, okay.
Wow. So did you start teaching where your son went?
I did.
Oh,
so they put me in a classroom, small classroom. I had 7 kids. Put my son in another classroom with 6. And I had a child, he was very physical in my classroom. My son had 4 teachers. I had me.
Yeah.
I was refused bathroom breaks. And whenever I asked why they had 4 teachers in my son's room, I was told it was because of my son. And my son is he's not physical unless you use the N-word. If you say no to him, he gets a little upset and he doesn't like circle time. He can, he's kind of like, I do what I want when I want, just let me do.
I want to comment a little bit on what you were talking about here just a second ago about how your how your son communicates. And I think if there's anybody in here who has not yet diagnosed their child, communication is definitely one of the biggest indicators of autism. There's a lot, but communication is one of those. And that reciprocal conversation, I mean, that's a big deal. And that's why, like, I started this live by celebrating my son and talking about how this is the first time that he has said his name in response to "What is your name?" And now that I think about it, this is the first time that my son has ever answered a question. This isn't just the first time he said his name. This is the first time that my son has ever answered a question instead of repeating back what I asked. And so I think part of me, why I'm so hyped about my son saying his name, is because he answered a question. And I've never seen my son do that. And as soon as he learned that, he didn't have to respond with what I was asking, it seemed like it. I try to teach something else. And yesterday, I right after he learned to say his name, I also taught him to respond to, "How old are you?" And he says 3. And those 2 questions he responds to perfectly. As of yesterday and today, he's kept it. And so,
That's awesome.
I mean, this is the first time, like, and so I can really relate to what you're talking about and what you're saying, because, we can say, "Are you hungry?" And he says, "Are you hungry?" And we say, "Is it bedtime?" And he goes, "Bedtime." And it is seeming more and more like my son understands a little bit of what we're talking about, but it's still the repeating back, or, just saying things that it's not really responding to questions. So I'm super proud of my son, and I think it's one of those things that we all see those little victories in our children, and we have to celebrate hard. Let me ask you this: what victory have you seen recently with your child?
Honestly, every day there's victories, and I feel that. So back to where I was working, I was punched in the face by one of my students.
Oh my God.
And I took that student's hand and I went up to the director's office, and she's like, "There's nothing I can do about it. His parents don't care, and our facility just needs the money."
Yeah.
But she's like, "But I also want to ask you where your son's results are, because it's been 8 weeks and the 4 teachers in his classroom are sick of him."
Yeah.
And to hear that, not just hear that from a teacher, but a coworker and people you've known and worked with and have been around for so many years, it broke me. Like, I handed that child off. I went outside. I cried. I called out the next day, and they ended up terminating me and my son from the child center.
No.
So it hurt.
Oh,
and
no.
I didn't know what else. I didn't know what to do. So I started calling and texting and emailing the company saying, like, "Listen, it's been 8 weeks. Where are my results?" And I heard nothing for another almost 8 weeks.
No.
And then finally she reached out to me and gave me the results. And I was like, I understand that for some of these people, it is a business. It is a job. But for us as parents, this is our child's livelihood. The sooner we get those results, the sooner we can help our children. And she had the audacity to tell me, she's like, "Anytime you need anything, just shoot me a call or a text or an email." And I was like, I've been doing that for 8 weeks, and I didn't know if she was even alive. Like, it just broke my heart.
There's so much that I want to say right now, and I don't know which one I want to comment on.
It's a sad story.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I can relate so hard to this, because when I called around to get the diagnosis for my child, one of the psychologists told me, "Oh yeah, we have a 6-month wait list." And I'm like, "That's too long. Like, look, every month my kid's not in therapy is like progress that could be lost and detrimental lifelong. Like, I need this. It's frustrating." And he said, "Look, I know it's frustrating for you as a parent, but look at it from my perspective as a psychologist. It is great job security." And similar, so kind of similar interaction to what you had there. But I just, oh my gosh, like, I know it's business. Like, I'm in the business. I do ABA
Right.
therapy. I get it, but I can't imagine ever celebrating the fact that I have a long wait list. Like, man, when we get to a point, because it happens all the time, when our clinic fills and we don't have any more slots, I am so well connected with all the other providers that I fight for children to get into therapy with the other providers. I can't
Right.
imagine, like, oh, and in your situation, I can't imagine waiting for, like, how long it doesn't, after you do an assessment if the
Right.
child has autism.
And I mean, honestly, with me, like being in the preschool field and like I took classes in special education, like I already knew. But if I was a parent that has no experience and understanding of the autism spectrum or what to do, I mean, she literally did a video call with me, said, "Your kid's autistic. These are his levels. You know, he would have Asperger's, but we don't use that term anymore. He's very, very smart.
Yeah.
But here's your paper." And a lot of us as parents are like, okay, now what? And I think there's a huge disconnection between getting the results and helping these parents know what to do next. Like, what is the next step? Like, I know what I have to do, but that's only because I'm educated enough to, through my schooling to be able to know that.
Yeah.
And for us as parents, like that's a huge hit. And I think it's a lot of socially, like what we see in the social world of how autism is displayed as, negative, and it's not.
Yeah.
Because I would not change anything. Because every child, whether they're on the spectrum or off the spectrum, they're all like snowflakes. It's the only word I can think of, because every snowflake is different. Every child is different. And we can't compare this child to that child. And the same thing with autistic children. We can't compare my autistic child to another parent's autistic child, because we're all different and we all just have to work together to keep ourselves sane and to help each other and support each other through our own journeys, because we're all on our own journey.
Yes. Man, a lot of what you're saying resonates with me. I really appreciate you for sharing all that. I'm curious about well, I just want to touch a little bit more on this. Like, I don't understand why they had to wait months after, like, you got in quickly for the eval and the months to get the actual written report. And
right. And the sad part was I received the official report on December 29th, but the report was dated for November 11th.
So they were sitting on it for a month?
No calls, no replies to my emails, no text message return, nothing.
Oh months. My gosh. Like, okay, for our little ones, if they're 3 years old, if they're 2 years old, if they're 1 year old, if they're 4 years old, every month matters so much. Guys, when you're considering that your child might have autism, that should immediately spark a passion or a sense of urgency to get into services. And so if you're wondering why I'm so upset and why the guest is so upset about this, it's because when we have our child delayed for 2-3 months from getting the therapy that they need, whether it be speech therapy, occupational therapy, ABA, that is detrimental. That is detrimental. We need urgency when we're advocating for our children, and that's why we're so upset, man.
It is. It's upsetting, and it's like, like I've called a few places for different therapies, and it's like, we're gonna have to put him on a wait list because we have to hire more people, and this, that, and the other. And I understand that there is definitely a need for more support. But if I knew a month ago, I could have already been on that list. Yeah. And every day, like, we have our routine. Like, he doesn't like routine. He hates it. He doesn't go to bed until 1-2 o'clock in the morning. And he will not go to bed without me. He has to be sleeping on my chest in order to fall asleep. So that's something we also struggle with. Oh yeah, it's bad. I'm waiting for the day I wake up with like a broken nose, because he tosses and he turns, and
I gotta say though, I would give anything to have. I don't know that my son has ever fallen asleep in my arms since he was like 6 months old.
Yeah, he's a lover. Like, he craves affection.
No, And that's what you were saying. Like every kid with autism is different. If you've met one kid with autism, you've really only met one kid with autism. And yeah, so my son, I another video that I did was of my son sitting on my wife's lap, because if he is even touching us in any way, we hold still, because we know if we move, it'll remind him that he has physical connection with someone, and he will immediately move away. And so we hold very still, and yeah. And so I don't know. I know this isn't helping you. I know you don't want to have to hold your kid every night to fall asleep, but
No, and it's like
but
if
I
I'm
would
sitting,
love that at least once to feel that with him.
if I'm sitting on the couch, like he'll come up and he doesn't want to sit next to me. He literally wants to sit like on my shoulder. And I'm like, I don't mind. Like, I love it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love it. But like, you know, he's a 3.5-year-old boy. It's not like he's a baby anymore. He's not light as a feather. So I'm like, all right, you can sit next to me. And, you know, he reads books to me, which is like the cutest thing. So at night he reads a book, and he reads it to me. I do not read it to him. And then I'm like, all right, we're going to go to bed. And then as soon as I get comfortable, if I turn away from him, he goes, Mommy, I'm right here. I'm like, okay, I'm coming. I'm going to roll over onto my back. I do not sleep well on my back. So I roll over on my back and he'll put his head on my chest and listen to my heart. And that's how he falls asleep.
Wow.
And someone did comment about a weighted blanket. And yes, we bought one recently and he absolutely hates it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not for everyone, and yeah, it's that's a hard thing. And so did you say that you're still on a wait list for ABA, or are you in ABA right now?
Nope, we are waitlisted for everything except on Tuesday. Our public school does have a really great preschool program, and they do a lot for kids with special needs. So we are going to entertain that idea. For now,
What state are you in?
we're in Connecticut.
Oh,
But I feel like me.
was there changes recently in Connecticut with autism funding and stuff? Were there some insurance changes or Medicaid stuff for ABA?
I did see some changes, but I didn't really look at it. I saw some changes that like just happened, but nothing crazy. But I just think that we just don't have enough people that want to work in that field. And I think that with my diagnosis, although I'm not, you know, educated past an associate's degree,
Yeah.
that, you know, my son having autism is my leeway to advocate for my son and for other children with autism.
Yeah.
Because after what I saw and how my son was treated at a preschool, I would never want that for anybody's child.
No.
I posted on Facebook that day. I was like, if anybody has a child on the spectrum and you need childcare, here's my number. Reach out. I am always willing to take them in.
Oh,
well, we did. We had an older child who was on the spectrum, and whenever he was having a moment, he was brought to my class.
Yeah.
Because I knew how to calm him down. Like a lot of these teachers they don't have the education to provide extra services to children that need them. And that's not fair to these children at all.
Wow. I'm sorry that you're waitlisted for ABA. Because I know you're thinking the same thing we were talking about before, that every month you're sitting on that wait list is a month that your son could be getting more therapy and or any other therapy that you're on the wait list for. What I'm hearing is I need to expand my company out to Connecticut. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, we need a lot here. And we need good people that care and have hearts, because there's a lot lacking in that area. And I don't want to say that all of Connecticut and all of their people that provide services are negative. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that from my point of view and from my experiences, we need more. Yeah. And I think a lot of states need more.
Yeah. I want to go on a rant here for a second. You're welcome to stay up, but if you don't want to stay up, that's okay too. But I need to go on a rant here about
rant away. Maybe I'll rant with you.
Okay. Something that you mentioned there is that ABA therapy, and I mean, it's hard to find enough people, but it's also hard to find people that actually care. There was a report that just came out. I didn't do a video on this. I don't know why I didn't, but I think in the past couple of years, there have been 500 major ABA companies acquired by private equity companies. the vast majority of ABA that happens under the umbrella of companies that are owned by private equity companies. And what that means is they are investors that require profit and growth. And there are good ones. I'm not saying if someone is owned by private equity, they're not going to do good service, because there are most likely going to be good clinicians that work there. But that trend concerns me. And it concerns me because as an ABA owner, business owner, I am able to say, hey, you know what? Like, why should I be taking a bunch of money out when my behavior technicians don't have enough money to eat? When they don't have enough money to buy their kids nice things for Christmas. And I'm able to go and treat my employees well and make it so they want to stay, so that we don't have high turnover, and make it so that they really care about the people that work there. And I don't have anyone telling me that I have to, pay out their 20% profit margin that they demand. And so, like, I think that's important for you guys to look at. Like, what if someone is owned by private equity? Here are the trends that you're going to see. The behavior analysts are going to have extremely high required billable hours. I've seen companies require as many as 36 billable hours in a week. And I mean, that's absolutely crazy. And the people that work there are exhausted and burned out. And it doesn't lead to the best outcomes for the clients. And so that is one of the big things, is that the little decisions that companies make stack up and are not in the best interest of the kids with autism. It makes me sick how profitable ABA companies try to be, and how much big business is getting in the way of quality services for our children. That really bothers me. And that's one of the main reasons I started the company that I did, because I wanted to be in control. I wanted to be able to dictate what the services look like and where I want the resources to go into. And so I just, if there's anyone out there that wants to start a company or start an ABA company or something like that, and they're wanting to do it to build good resources for people,
if
we
I
need
was
more people doing
educated
it.
enough, if I had my, further than my associates, that's what I would do. Right now, I'm here to support any parent that wants to needs support in any way I can, without any of that extra college, stuff that I have or don't have. But I feel like, in regards to what you're saying, like Connecticut, we have such a high minimum wage. Christina, I can't remember what our minimum wage is right now. $16.95 for our minimum wage. So in Connecticut, currently, in the town I'm living in, if I wanted to rent a 3-bedroom apartment, I'm looking at over $4,000 a month. Okay.
Wow.
So you think our minimum wage is $16.95 an hour. So what companies do is they have to increase the people who are getting paid minimum wage to $16.95. But if you've worked for that company for, say, 5 years and you're making $20 an hour, you're not getting an increase. You're staying at $20 an hour. And I think that's a lot of the problem that a lot of, not just in, ABA and all these other, I think that's just a company everywhere situation, is no matter what you do, you could have been working for a company for 20 years and be making, $25 an hour. But once the minimum wage goes up, you're still making $25 an hour. But because the minimum wage goes up, our rent goes up too.
Well, that's an insane minimum wage for where your ABA rates are. I have a list here of how much the reimbursement rate is for Medicaid in each state, and it is about 2/3 of what it is in Utah. I don't know with that wage how they can even afford to pay minimum wage in Connecticut.
You can't, and I think Connecticut is one of the struggling states when it comes to the whole financial part of it, and a lot of our children are suffering.
Let me be clear here: the minimum wage isn't the problem, because, and maybe there's other problems with it, but from what I'm saying here, like RBTs, behavior technicians, need to make more than $16 an hour. I mean, exactly. RBTs should be making $20-$25 an hour, and the based on the rates that I'm seeing here, uh, $16 an hour is probably all you could pay and still, have a functioning business. So, yeah, that's crazy. Those rates, those need to go way up, way up.
They do, and rent needs to come way down.
And that's why you can't find enough providers. So what you
Right.
see is when states cut funding for ABA, what that does, it hurts your kid. It's not just that the companies aren't going to make as much money. No, it means people aren't going to be going out there. Like I joked about sending my company out to Connecticut because there's wait lists. There's no way that I'm going to set up shop in Connecticut because I wouldn't be able to survive out there with those rates. I mean, that is a state issue that they are not allocating enough funds towards children with disabilities.
Right. It's sad.
Yeah.
But I'm in Connecticut, and I already told you I will do everything I can to advocate for every autistic child in my state.
Yes.
So
yes.
Maybe I need to go down to the state capitol and have some words, but I will advocate
maybe
for
these might be outdated. I think this was updated like 6 months ago or something. So it could have been recently that they increased rates already. I don't know. But
yeah, maybe.
My goodness, Ange actually brought up something fascinating. Idaho terminated ABA for Medicaid. I'm going to talk on that for a minute. Autism, is there anything else?
Nope. I just want everybody just stay positive, and your snowflake is yours, and remember that you have a huge support system that'll have your back day or night. I know I'm available. I know this chat is available. And I just want to thank everybody that I've already chatted with and all the connections I've already made for being there for me. And it was great to talk to all of you.
You're the best. Thank you for being up here. I appreciate your support.
Thank you. And I will be in the chat. Have a great night.
That was awesome. I appreciate these strong advocates here. And this is something I haven't talked about enough. I need to do a video on this because we are not upset enough about this. Idaho ended their ABA services for Medicaid. This was announced a few months ago, and I think it just barely went live. I know there's someone, Ange. Yes, I'm in Utah. Ange, are you in Idaho? Yes, you in Idaho are pissed. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is a big deal, you guys. And it sets a really bad precedent. It's something, oh man. This is, okay. So what they ended up doing, from my understanding, is they got rid of ABA through Medicaid and they put it through a different waiver program that no longer requires a BCBA to be there. And so it's not really ABA that's happening. It's way cheaper. And it's not as therapeutic for the kids. And so I don't know fully what the service ends up looking like. It sounds like there's something still there in place that's like a little bit of assistance for the kid if you have Medicaid, and they under technicality are counting it as behavioral intervention. But it's not real ABA. Behavioral intervention is not the same as ABA. They're trying to cut costs. ABA is expensive. Okay. ABA is an expensive therapy. But when you look at the cost, here's the thing is the data with ABA therapy is that the amount of progress that you see, and say the state puts $100,000 to pay for your child to catch up during their ABA therapy that they do, well, that is an investment from the state in your child so that down the road, they require fewer services from the state. There is no reason why states shouldn't put all the resources they can into early intervention and autism funding. Because if they don't do it, Idaho, I don't know, I keep calling it Florida. Idaho is going to have a really big problem come 10 years from now. 10 years from now, when these 2- and 3-year-olds who aren't getting ABA therapy start, having strong muscles and hitting puberty and growing into adult bodies, there's going to be some problems going on that the state is then going to have to pay for. All right, guys, this is awesome. We're gonna keep going here. We're going strong. If you have not yet followed me, please hit me a follow. Also, there's a Discord link in my bio, or a link tree in my bio. Discord in my link tree. And this is brand new. This Discord is live today. Let me check and see if anyone else has been able to. Some people said that they couldn't get on there. If you have not been able to get on there, oh yeah, we got quite a few people. Okay, Sunshine's on there. May is on there. Christina is now on there. I think we have 9 people on there. Guys, my goal for today is 10. And I think there's a few that DM me that they couldn't get on there. But this is a positive only group chat on Discord. It is very simple to use. If you've never used Discord, just download Discord and get on there. Jesse, I'm excited too. I love talking to you all, and honestly, I'm behind my phone a lot, but I'm not in a place where I can hop on live a lot. I mean, I'm on live every day, but not as much as I want to be. And so, yeah, hop on the Discord. We can be, communicating there. Autism Mom, your voice was not shaky. You did so good. Autism Mom. You were outside and it's cold. No, you did so good. I'm so grateful that you were on here and talking to us. Let's go see who else we can get on here. I know we got a lot of people who want to hop on. I want to let you guys on as well. Let's see. Alexis, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. Hold on one second here. I know that my layout is odd for everybody. This isn't the layout that I usually do. Let me try to fix this really quick. I tried to make it a different layout, but then the request button wasn't showing. Let me see if I can fix it so it doesn't look like I'm trying to invite everybody up at once. Okay. Fix layout, save. Okay. So I know that put you in the box there, but is it showing up for everybody to be able to request still? Put in the chat, do you guys see a request button? Okay. Thanks, Brooklyn.
It should still show.
Hey guys, Haunted Brooklyn on there. That's my wife, by the way. You can click on her profile and see how pretty she is. She's a good person. She's the best mom for our little ones, and I love that she listens sometimes. Yeah. Anyway, say hi to Brooklyn, everybody. Her name on here is Haunted Brooklyn. She's kind of a October Halloween fan, so we're kind of a spooky house at our house. Anyway, thank you for being up here, Alexis. Are you a autism mom?
I am.
Tell us your journey. Tell us a little bit about it.
So I have 2 children. I have 4, 2 bonus kids and 2 biological of my own. And both mine are actually autistic. My 5-year-old was diagnosed when she was probably around 2.5. My now 7-year-old did get tested, I think when she was 3 or 4, but they said she did not have it. My 5-year-old, we kind of like noticed signs of like she wouldn't talk. So she went through when we were in my husband's military. So I had them in Virginia Beach. We got stationed in Kentucky. And they have what's called the First Steps program there, which is like from, I think somebody was talking about it, like, yes. And so, I started to like, again, like other parents said, like they weren't sure which way to go. But she was so young and they weren't, when we decided to get her tested, it was because she wouldn't really use her words. Like she would open up the fridge and get what she wanted. But what raised a red flag with me was we would keep the bananas. It sounds silly, okay? But pay attention to your children's cues.
Yeah.
At the same spot on the counter every time we got bananas. Well, there was one day that she kept going to the counter, reaching in that spot, but I didn't know what she wanted at the time. I'm like, what do you want? Like, there's nothing here. Well, as it like progressed and we would get more bananas, we realized that she wanted a banana. And so then we were like, okay, like we already knew she wasn't really using her words. We just, anyways, so we noticed like there were some other issues. Well, my husband was cooking one day and she had put her hand on the stove and she got basically 3-degree burn on her hands. But she cried at first, and like if you go on my bio and look like on Instagram, you'll actually see it. But when he took her to the hospital, and they went to go cut the skin off, the grown doctors at Vanderbilt was like, you're probably going to want to hold your child. And my husband's like, I don't think I'm going to need to. And they're like, are you serious? And he was like, no, absolutely not. And she sat there at like 2, 3 and removed the whole skin without like flinching or anything. And the nurses at Vanderbilt were like, grown adults cry with that. And so when we got her evaluated, she went through like the First Steps program. And this is where it kind of became contradictory because we tried to get her in preschool in Kentucky, but they said that her speech was normal range. That's a cue because she's still in speech now. Okay. And so, when we got her tested, the psychiatrist was like, if she's not autistic, I'm definitely going to give her like a sensory diagnosis because that's not the first time she's like hurt herself and not like thrown out and fit or anything. And so it was really kind of scary. Well, then we were having issues like with eloping. So she ended up getting the diagnosis.
Can I pause you for just 1 second? I want to go back to this hand thing because autism is funny because when we talk about like hypersensitive to sensory issues, autism actually includes 2 sides of that. Kids with autism can either be like hypersensitive to some things, and others can be hyposensitive, and where it doesn't bother them as much. And we met with a psychologist about my daughter the other day, and she kept asking about like, oh yeah, like sensitivity to light, sensitivity to all these things. And we're like, no, like really, there's not much that you can do that makes her mad. And it was a good reminder to me that autism looks very different for different people, and that is a sign of some sensory issues of not registering the pain or sensory stuff the same way.
Absolutely. So then she was diagnosed. She also liked to be naked. She didn't like to wear clothes. She hated socks. She hated shoes. We'd get in the car. So like little things like that. So then when we moved back, we started to see like different signs, like she eloped. And I was like checking out of the register at Walmart, and she said, Mommy, I have to go potty. And I was like, okay, give me a second. Like I was literally at the register paying. I turned to get a grocery bag and put it in my cart, and she's gone.
Wow.
My heart literally dropped to my stomach. Come to find out, she was in the restroom, but she thought it was okay to run. So, needless to say, like when my husband was a recruiter, it was very hard for him to like go to the grocery store. She's sensitive to noise as well. My 7-year-old, so anyways, my 5-year-old still is in speech. She was on the wait list for ABA, but she's now in ABA. She actually, she started off with 25 hours. We did her like 6-month eval for like TRICARE, and we're bumping her down to 15 hours. Because her biggest thing now is just like eloping. She hasn't really done preschool, so I'm not really like stressed about her yet. She does start kindergarten this August. My biggest stressor is her eloping because her and her sister will go to the same school.
That's so scary, the eloping.
Yeah,
I mean that's
terrifying.
That's a real fear, and it's not just like not knowing where your child is, but all the dangers that are around. And yeah, I just and the water is the big one.
Yes.
Yeah. Remind me how old she is?
She's now 5.
She's
so
5.
She'll start. She's a late birthday. She's November, so she'll start kindergarten in August. My 7-year-old is a whole different story. So my 7-year-old, We originally got her tested probably around the same time we got my 5-year-old tested when she was like 2 or 3. And the reason we got her tested was she was super sensitive to noise. She walked on her tippy toes. She hated clothes. Well, they ruled her out. Okay. Well, she started kindergarten in Kentucky. And when that fire alarm would go off, she went under the table in fetal position, crying. It's the noise just shattered her. So then, when we got her tested for autism down there, they said that she had ADHD and ODD. Well, ODD was really shocking to me and my husband because we were like, this doesn't like add up. Like it just doesn't, like she's not like an aggressive person. Like it just doesn't make sense. Well, at that time, I didn't know that. Now, this is just what I'm told. I have a bachelor's degree, but not in any of this. But I was told that like ODD and autism sometimes can be misdiagnosed or similar.
Yeah.
So fast forward, we moved back to Virginia and she's in 2nd grade. She's still not diagnosed yet. She didn't get diagnosed until April of this year.
Okay.
And she was having, she has a 504 and she was having major issues at school. Like, she didn't like to sit in the circle at carpet time. She wanted to sit on the tile. She hated reading. She had like low self-confidence. She would always say her stomach hurt when she got to school. She literally scratched her arm raw and made it bleed.
No.
Like self-injury. Yes, it's in our 504 plan. We've updated our 504 plan from December of last year till January or February this year 3 times. I tried to advocate for an IEP. They would not give it to her. Again, this was before her autism diagnosis. In our 504 plan, it literally has that she self-injured herself and made herself bleed. When I went to the assistant principal's office crying, she basically shrugged it off and was like, well, she doesn't do it all the time. So they like tried to do everything they could for her. Like she goes to a military counselor where she can talk. She sat outside the hallway one day screaming because she didn't want to go back to class. They had to get her. Anyways, all these things.
Wow.
So I tried to get in her IEP and I finally told them like in January, I'm like, she's being evaluated for autism. Like at home, she was throwing shoes at us, throwing socks at or throwing spoons at us. Like we joked and said that the shoes were grenades in our house because literally like they just go off like just in the mood. Like she just didn't express her emotions.
Wow.
So I got her towel, and as we were getting tested, the lady or the psychiatrist, she was very like detailed in her report, but I don't
Alexis,
think she really believed
you're
me.
cutting in and out a
Hello?
little bit. Can you hear us okay, Alexis? Are you still there?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. It seems like the connection isn't great. Are you okay to just give us, I'm wondering if you wouldn't mind giving us your, let's see.
Yes.
Go ahead and give us any advice that you have for us. And yeah, maybe we can chat more another day when your connection's a little better. Oh, shoot. It sounds, Alexis, I wish we could connect more. I think I think we were getting a pretty bad delay there. I'm sorry, Alexis. I wanted to hear more about that. My goodness. The elopement stuff is scary. That's one that we don't want to mess around with as parents. I feel free to come back up another day. I apologize for that one, that our connection just wasn't great there. But guys, if you are new here, we do Autism Lives every day, and we talk about what it's like to be parents of children with autism. And so if you are new here, welcome. We are so glad that you're here. Make sure that you're following and join this community. Come and be live with us. Gabby, thank you for being here. I'm glad that you found us as well. Brave Wizards. Yes, finally found my people. That's us. We're your people. This is us. If you notice, this live chat here is the most positive live chat that you will ever find on TikTok. It's all positive vibes. We have a few moderators that go around, and anything negative at all, we take it out. I mean, we uplift each other. We support each other. This is kind of like a little TikTok support group. So beyond this TikTok, we also now just barely started today a Discord. Now, some people were new to Discord or were having technical issues getting on there. A lot of people were able to get on there. Let's see if more people have been able to join yet. But the link is in my bio. So go on the link tree, go into the Discord and join that Discord so that we can continue this conversation outside of when we are live. So yeah, we have 9 people on there. We need more. I was hoping for about 20 today. And so if we got a lot of people on this live, if just 10 of you go in, click that link and join us, we'll reach that goal of 20 people. There were a couple things I wanted to talk about. Okay. The first is how growth happens in stages with our children. And that sometimes your child goes through developmental leaps, and sometimes it just feels like your child goes a long time without progressing. And I don't know where your child is right now on this, but I just want to urge you to be patient with your child. You know this. They're doing the best they can, but their progress is going to come. And their progress might not look like the progress of other kids, but they are going to show progress. You guys can do this. If you are not following yet, please hit us a follow. We've had a lot of people join this community tonight. Thank you guys for being here. Let's see. Takes 1 step forward and 5 backwards, but the progress does happen. Christina, you're spot on. Oh, man. And backwards is a real deal. I mean, regression happens, and you're going to see that with your kids. And quite often you see some regression, and then you take, 10 steps forward after that. So let's see here. Brave Wizards. What did Brave Wizards say? I'm so new to this world. My son, 3, nonverbal, learning so much. Brave, you are in the right place. You are in the right place. The thing I've learned about autism parents is you come in not knowing anything, and within weeks, you become extremely passionate. You are going to learn very quickly that the world was not made to support our children. I wish we had everything figured out. I wish that what supports look like on paper is how they are actually implemented. The school system on paper is very supportive of people with disabilities. In practice, I hear stories every single day of schools mistreating or abusing our children. Therapies and services. On paper, the laws that we have are very supportive. In practice, is a different story. Our services for our children are under attack right now. And you learn very quickly in this world. My advice to you, Brave, is learn very quickly to look for what your child needs and then be obnoxiously and relentlessly advocating for what your child needs. Also, on a more positive note, the pain and the struggles that come from having a child with disabilities are also matched with tremendous joy. I want to do something right now. We got a lot of people in here. I want you guys to type in the chat any success stories, celebrations, anything cool that happened today, yesterday, this week. I want to hear about your child and a success that you guys had. What successes have you had? Town Millennial, we had to get a lawyer to attend an IEP meeting with us. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. We have to fight for our children. Yes, fight. Let's see. Sadly, most of the day-to-day staff aren't even properly trained or educated to handle our children. Yeah, you're going to constantly, you are never, the hardest part for me is not just like the mental load of always keeping an eye on your kid, but it's like always mentally keeping an eye on where your kid's progress is. Of are they safe at school? Are they safe with their therapies? Are they getting the care that they need? All right, guys, let's hear some of these successes. All right. Christina says, my child is graduating in June. Yeah, well done, well done. Jonna says, my son started saying words. Are you kidding me? That's huge. That's a big deal. As parents of children with autism, it has crossed all of our minds. If your child, when they were diagnosed, did not have words that they said, it crossed your mind at some point. I promise, I guarantee it crossed your mind at some point that your child was never going to communicate, never going to talk. And I love hearing when people see their child progress. And even if it's not verbal, vocal communication, being able to express their needs in the way that they are able to. All right, let's see what else. Autism Mom, we played in the snow. Then he asked if we could go outside again. Are you kidding me? He asked to go outside again. That's one of my son's favorite words. He's good at saying outside, 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 outside. That's his favorite thing. Brandy, my son lined up the ABCs to K. Brandy, it sounds like you might have a, I don't know anything about your child, how young they are. But you see hyperlexia sometimes with kids with autism where numbers and letters they tend to have a strong fascination for and can learn those very early on. My son could not say hi to me. He never said dad, but before he said those things, he knew how to say his entire alphabet. He could sing his ABCs. He could sing his ABCs before he said dad. Kind of fascinating. Brandy, congratulations. Jesse, my son is very slowly copying me. He said mom the other day. Yes. Hey, you know what? Echoing, it's a skill, you know? I know with autism, we want more functional communication. Sometimes I remember just wishing my son would echo. And now that my son echoes everything I'd say, I have to remind myself, I asked for this. I wanted this. I did everything I could for this. And yeah, well done, Jesse. That's exciting. Sharon says, my son is in a very supported middle school, and I'm thankful. I love it when our kids have the support that they need. Alexis says, homework was done in 20 minutes instead of 3 hours. That is a huge win. My goodness. Island Girl says, my son turned 7 today and he cut his own cake for the first time. Oh my gosh, really? Wow. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to your son. That is great. Jonna says, the mean comments from people in the public are the hardest for me. Oh my gosh. Don't get me started on that. I have too many comments to read. Don't get me started on that right now. I could talk for hours on that. Next time I'll talk about that. Fo said my child said purple for the first time in 6 years. Oh my goodness. Those little wins. These little wins are so big. Jesse, my son is very. Oh, I already read that one. Hilda says today I see more improvement with the swimming lessons and obstacle course lesson. You're doing swimming lessons. Oh my goodness. How many of you guys are doing swimming lessons? If you're not, have that on your radar. At some point, if you have a child with autism, at some point you need to be looking at doing swimming, adaptive swim lessons, regular swim lessons. We need to get them swimming. Okay. Hilda says that they use the toilet by himself. Not perfect, but I love it. Yes. Congratulations. Autism Mom, yes, my son is hyperlexia. Yep. Let's see. My son's trial for his AAC device is Wednesday and autism eval is Thursday. Definitely Dove. Oh, that's so exciting. Oh my gosh. Best of luck. Look, the eval is exciting because you finally feel like you get some answers. Just don't let it, the result of that autism evaluation does not get to define or limit your child. Okay. There are no limits. There are no rules here. Your child can become whoever they are able to become. Kimberly says the 7 staff are one-on-one, supported living level 3. Jesse, my son was doing that at 2. ABCs and 1 to 20 back. Yes. He counts to infinity and can count by 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 11. Oh my gosh. I love that. Was potty training hard for you guys? Brave, I got to admit something to you. I'm a board certified behavior analyst. I have helped potty train lots of people, and I have not dared to start with my child yet. He's 3.5, and that's okay. That's okay. I don't feel bad about it. I haven't started potty training yet. I mean, I am potty trained. I haven't potty trained my child yet. But yes, we are that. So yes, it can be hard. But it's not challenging in the way you think it is. It's challenging in the way that everybody involved needs to be on the same page. You need to actually have a written down plan of how you're going to do the potty training, and everyone in that child's life has to do it the same way. But you can see progress within days of starting that. So, May Tatana, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. Jamie, my son can count to 10 in Spanish, and I have no idea how. I don't know why that's so funny to me. I love it when I see something my kid learns and I don't know where he learned it from. Oh my gosh. That was good. That was good. Christina says, I couldn't wait for my daughter to say mom. Now she says, I love you, mommy, every day. Christina, you're going to make me cry. That's amazing. Ken says, my 5-year-old has had 2 weeks with no meltdowns and has been doing his work alone in school. Ken, that's huge. That's huge. 2 weeks without meltdowns and doing work alone in school. I mean, that I couldn't ask for a better 2 weeks, to be honest. So I love all the wins here too, Brave. Yes. Guys, we got to celebrate these little wins. If we only focus on the hard things, there are a lot of hard things, but if we only focus on those, we are not able to enjoy the amazing, incredible things that there is to enjoy about our wonderful children with autism. So, Christina says, I started my child in swimming lessons at 3 months. Good job. Good job. You're a good example. I need to do better. My son will not go anywhere near large bodies of water, a bathtub, and that's about it. Brave, that is a good thing. You're new to this autism thing. I don't know if you were here when I shared this, but people with autism are 160 times more likely to drown than their neurotypical peers. That statistic is a bit shocking. It's a bit scary. And if your child avoids a body of water, that is so good for now. Baya says, my daughter is 6, still in pull-ups, but today was a first day without a pull-up and no accident. Whoa! That's cool, Baya. Well done. Potty training, yeah, that's hard. Look out for autism swim school. My son learned to swim. Yeah. I need to get insurance to help me for the swim therapy. He needs the input. Hilda, yeah. That's a good thing. Hey, if you're out in Utah, and one of our clinics, one in Ogden, we have an indoor pool, and we actually do water safety training as part of ABA therapy. So let me know if you ever want to talk about that. Monique says, my daughter saying small words, color coordinates her blocks, and puts in numerical order. She's 4. Monique, you got a smart daughter there. Jamie says, oh, there we go. But good thing I didn't have to remind her to use. She's been going herself. Oh my goodness. Using the toilet without you even saying. That is so good. Christina says puberty was real fun. Guys, I have seen this play out, and I don't know where my son is going to be when he is 14 years old. But autism doesn't go away. I don't know if you guys have realized or thought about that. If you have a child with autism, that's not going away, and your child no matter what level on the spectrum they are going to go through puberty. And with that comes unique challenges. And we can talk about those. If someone ever wants to come up and talk through the specific challenges that they had to face with puberty and their child, like that's a good thing for us to talk about. Jesse, my son is 3, also no potty training. Okay, I'm not the only one. Maya's taking her kid to an indoor playground. Good luck. That's gonna go so good. Edith says my son counts in Spanish and German. YouTube University. Yeah, I feel like I owe YouTube so much money for what they've taught my kids. Dina says we got a lawyer to take my case to sue and get my son placed in a school for autism. Great advocating. This is what I like to hear. Fight for your kids. Look, you think as a provider, I hate it when the parents are, obnoxiously advocating for their kids, but I love it. And I can tell you what, the more annoying the parent is for the provider, I think it correlates to how well that child progresses at home because they have a parent who fights for them in all situations. Guys, I'm moving too slow on these comments. Let me jump ahead just a little bit. Let's see. Definitely Dove. My son loves water. He's been in swim lessons since 9 months. That's good. John, I cry almost every time my son says a new word. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, lots of potty training struggles. Water safety training, what does that look like? Mercy, that's a good question. So what we did, okay, this is kind of cool. What we ended up doing is we hired swim experts, okay, adaptive swim experts. They are specialized in doing swimming lessons for people of all sorts of disabilities. And then we put them through the RBT coursework and got them RBT certified. And then we got them certified through Angelfish, which is a leading adaptive swim certification. So with all of that, water safety, what that ends up looking like is first, well, there's so much. But let me put it this way, is that it's not about swimming as fast as you can or learning to be a competitive swimmer. It's more like, hey, if your ball gets thrown into the pool, are you going to be able to not jump in the water? When you're in the water, are you going to be able to float? And, it ends with a pass off of jumping in the water with all their clothes on and being able to get back to the side of the water. And that's a kind of one of the last steps of it. And so it's a big deal. It's saving lives for sure. Stephanie, hello there. Love your content. Thank you for speaking up for us. Yes, we got to speak up. Thank you all for speaking up. You're all part of this. All right, guys. You know what? It is 8:00. Oh my goodness. If Brooklyn is still on here, I'm so sorry that I'm not home to help put the kids to bed. I'm going to leave right now so that I can help. Guys, I advocate all the time for husbands to be involved. And I'm sitting here talking to all of you on the internet, and I'm not home helping my wife put our babies down for bed. So, guys, sorry, Brooklyn. I'm sorry. Guys, tell Brooklyn to forgive me, okay? I'll drive home as fast as I can. And yeah. Yeah, Autism Mom, we put our kids down at 8 in Utah time here. And they do pretty good. Guys, I thank you for being here. Let me just say one more time, if you're not following me yet, go ahead and hit a follow so that you find me next time that we go live. Go ahead and join the Discord if you can. If that link doesn't work for you, send me a DM in TikTok and I can make sure that you get on our Discord. And thank you all. Have a wonderful night. I'll be on tomorrow probably. So thank you guys for being here. I love this. Thank you guys for being a part of it. Okay. Oh, exciting stuff. All right, guys. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to turn off this live. Oh, there we go. All right. Thank you guys. Have a good one.